They did it. They actually did it. Hi, everyone. My name is Vantage Emblem, and today I am so through the moon to be talking about Pikmin 4. That's right. After nearly a decade of waiting, we have finally seen the reveal trailer for Pikmin 4 presented by Shigeru Miyamoto himself. Today, we're doing a breakdown of that trailer, and we're going to go through and talk about everything that I can possibly pull out of it. I would like to say I've discussed a little bit of this with some other Pikmin content creators, such as Davagato, and I am beyond ready to play this game. So without further ado, I'm Vantage Emblem. Let's get into this. The trailer opens with a beautiful shot of nature with beautiful music playing in the background, and by that I mean nature sounds. And in front there is a white spectralid. I think that's how that's pronounced. Yeah, spectralid. And it stands upon a flower in a beautiful garden setup. The textures and lighting are noticeably wonderful, a huge improvement from Pikmin 3, and the background environments too are magnificent. Initially, I was inclined to believe this was a cutscene, but as the spectralid flies off, it pans to what seems to be a shot of some dwarf red bulborbs from beneath the park bench, and then a shot of a beautifully animated bulborb. There is the sound of a bugle, which may be this game's equivalent of a whistle or perhaps the daytimer chimes. Notably, in Pikmin 2, the president uses a car horn instead of his whistle, so this wouldn't be entirely out of place. In addition, there is a very prominent clock hanging from the wall, this picket fence wall for this garden. This wide shot of the bulborb reminds me of official art from Pikmin 3, and it looks like this painterly, claymation-looking aesthetic has finally made its way into the actual games as the art style, and I am so excited. This clock may be our daytimer, but given the complexity of Roman numerals, I believe it may just be a warning of the ever-imposing time. This game will likely have a day limit like Pikmin 1 and 3, and will more than likely have a day timer like every single game in the Pikmin series, so I wouldn't be shocked to see this time being a mechanic again. As we continue with the trailer, they drop the logo, which looks very similar to the Pikmin Bloom logo. It has a 4 that initially is made of white flower petals, but turns yellow, perhaps indicating a new Pikmin species. The game is revealed to be releasing in 2023. In addition, there was some more content shown directly in the Direct. In the Direct, Pikmin 4 was shown off alongside Pikmin Bloom. Is it possible that we could be seeing some sort of crossover between the two games, including potentially new Pikmin types making it in? I'd like to point out there were no new Pikmin types shown in the footage of Pikmin 4. However, this may be because they're covering up the amount of new Pikmin types there are. There may only be one. There may be as many as a dozen. 30 Pikmin types. We have no idea. There is no limit to what they can do with this game. In the Direct, footage is shown of the game from the perspective of a Pikmin, and by that we mean lower to the ground. A Pikmin is being thrown at a bulborb's eye. It's a red Pikmin, and there are red, yellow, and blue Pikmin in a new leader's squad. These Pikmin are notably all kind of doing their own thing and animating within the group as this red Pikmin flies with a sparkle of red light behind him, the clock looming in the background, and the bulborb animating like the bulborb from the short films, completely terrified as this Pikmin is flying into its oculus. Don't know why I said oculus, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. In the background, you can see what looks to be a garden playset, and the inclination I get is that this game may be open world, potentially, or in some way more expansive than previous Pikmin games. The reason I have this inclination is just the way the game is shot. If the camera has to be lower down to the ground, perhaps this is because of the changes to the way the environment is handled. There is a sign in the back. The question I have, does that mean anything? Is it a sign that's actually relevant? Could it be a landing site? Are there multiple landing sites, like my first video on this channel talked about? There is what looks like a water spout and various human objects. It's notably, this area is much more actively human than the areas in previous Pikmin games. Is there a reason for this? Perhaps this is a different planet entirely, or just an area where people haven't fully died off, and this isn't ruins, but rather well-kept areas. It seems like the new perspective from the ground is only a way you're able to play as well, not necessarily a way you have to play, which means that it may very well be the case that this is a way to show footage that looks appealing to players that are turned off by the top-down perspective. Kind of like a third or first-person shooter has a different audience than a real-time strategy game. Now, granted, Pikmin is not a third or first-person shooter, and still more than likely will be a real-time strategy game, but it's exciting to see. Jumping back to the footage in the Direct, Shigeru Miyamoto has a new shirt, and it's iconic. Also, there is a new leader. We're not really sure who it is. It doesn't look like Brittany, doesn't look like a relative of Olimar, and it's just an unknown. Maybe they're from Kopai, maybe they are from Hokitate. Hokitate? I've never actually said that word out loud in a Vantage video, have I? Hokitate. I'm gonna go with Hokitate. And looking at the leader, they have pointy ears, red hair, a red suit, what looks like a red or orange color on their light, and they could very easily be a Kopite or Hokitation. And here's my question. Who's to say that this game isn't having the Kopites from previous games back, or the Hokitations back? Or maybe they're not back at all. Maybe no Olimar, no Louie, no Alf, Brittany, Charlie, no President, but we could see all of them, we could see none of them. This game could have a plot that revolves around both planets. It could revolve around neither, although given that this character looks like they are either a Hokitation or a Kopite, it's likely that those planets are involved again, at least one of them, and that we may see other captains that could be from either planet as well, to facilitate the real-time strategy gameplay. Shigeru Miyamoto confirms that the gameplay is going to have the core essence of Pikmin, something he calls dandori, which may very well be an attempt to coin a term for what kind of game Pikmin is. Herd management simulator? Not correct. Real-time strategy? I mean, maybe, but it doesn't quite play like StarCraft. I've always liked the term real-time strategy / adventure because I believe it helps describe what Pikmin is, a hybrid of games like Zelda and games like StarCraft in some ways, while you manage hundreds of units to explore a planet and complete tasks. But if the term is to be dandori, maybe that's it. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. This is just my initial reactions. Maybe that's a thing that already exists. Who knows? It's just a word that Shigeru Miyamoto put on the screen. And that's about it for the surface level analysis of things. There's a lot of theories that come out of this, and I am ready to start cranking out some videos talking about it, because Pikmin 4 is actually real. That being said, I'm going to keep this one brief enough and end this here. Please share any thoughts and feelings you have in the comments. I am overwhelmed, and I have to go make a video about a Fire Emblem game now. So, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Take care.